Development blog. Development blog. New ships, part 2. Close test 13.1. So that's a February patch. February patch. Japanese cruiser Chikuma. Chikuma 2, tier 9. I was like, wait, are they doing a tier 2? No, it's Chikuma 2, tier 9. That looks like a Tone. Okay, I have a cruiser of the Tone class. Distinguished by their unique layout and presence of their own air group on board. With encounters raging yada yada yada. She bears the name of a river on Honshu Island that has previously been assigned to light cruiser to serve in Japanese. Joining her sister ship, Tone, Chikuma 2 will be an excellent fit for captains who enjoy stealthy Japanese cruisers and hybrid gameplay. Okay. Her main battery is represented by 8 203mm guns and 4 twin turrets with slow traverse speed and limited firing angles. Raro, resulting in a rather low damage per minute. In comparison to her sister ship, Chikuma 2's torpedo bombers will reload more quickly, have more damage potential, and be stored as up to 2 charges. Additionally, her ship-mounted torpedoes will have long range, high damage, and improved launch angles due to the torpedo's ability to turn after hitting the water. Wait, they get the curving torps. Okay. Excellent concealment and access to the smoke generator will be valuable tools. Yep. Indeed, Laser Angel. Thank you for the 61. But there's more HP pool and weak AA means captain should take care when detected. Chikuma 2 has also access to hydroacoustic search and defensive AA in the same slot. Well, if it has weak AA, why would you run defensive AA? Now, considering defensive AA doesn't give you the... Like, I don't understand them slapping defensive AA on all these ships that have terrible AA. Because, like, defensive AA is a force modifier. It gives you a percentage boost to things that you already have. If the things that you already have are garbage, boosting it by a percentage doesn't make it good. It's still garbage. When it's still, like, this used to work when it still had an impact on the dispersion of the carriers. Like, the carrier dispersion became worse if you had defensive AA. Then it made sense for ships with weak AA to run defensive AA because it compensated for the poor AA. But running defensive AA on a ship with terrible AA doesn't make any sense. It's just a terrible design from start to finish. So you smoke up, pop hydro, launch torps, and then launch your torpedo squad. What the hell, man? Heavily relies on her squadrons and will be most effectively played by using her stealth to take advantageous fights. In other words, your average player is going to play this in the very, very back, using only the planes. Enemy targets may be softened up by using her torpedo bombers and high damage torpedoes, then followed up with main battery salvos from the cover of smoke. So wait, how do you get to engage this thing? The permanent camo for Chikuma 2 is still a work in progress. Bro, they literally copy-pasted the tone and they haven't even made a camo for it yet? All new ships getting Yoda torps, and then Zao Line suffers from torpedo angles. But how do you fight this thing? When do you get to fight this thing? Like, first he launches torpedo squadrons at you, then you get there's torps coming at you, and then when you finally hope you might get to fight him, he smokes up and farms you from the smoke. It's like, It will be black and green, move along, no art department. Yeah, that's kind of ish. We should look at the stats before we look at that thing. Chikuma 38.9 on the tier 9. 25mm plating. Okay. Squishy. Reload 16 seconds with 8 guns. Okay, that seems like really garbage DPM. 16 seconds with 8 guns. Hold on. 16 seconds with 8 guns. Wait, holy moly, that's garbage. Isn't that the toggle reload? It's a toggle reload, but with 1 turret less. It's a toggle reload with 1 turret, 20% less DPM. Wait, what's the toggle DPM? Wait, hold on. This seems really, like, the DPM seems extremely questionable. Let's see. Tier 8, Tier 9. So, let's see. Main battery. HE DPM. Where's the toggle? There's a toggle. So, you remove 1/5. So, what, 24k? So, it's 100k. Under 100, 99k. 99k HE DPM, which is going to put it here. Tone. Well, actually, it's straight. Oh, it's straight up copy paste the tone, huh? 99k HE DPM. Interesting. So you have almost Eugen's HE DPM, but you're a tier 9 cruiser. Huh. And you have no health. You have no health. Interesting. You have no health and 15.7k range. Yeesh. This thing can see super ships. Oh yeah, you're right. This thing can see super ships. Interesting. Reload time. Available flights. 30 seconds available flights. 2 number aircraft. Oh wait, this gets plane-based ASW. Okay. Daily reminder that the Dutch cruiser line does it. Torpedo tubes 4x3. 15k torps, 24k alpha. Obviously, you're probably gonna run the torpedo gimmick on these. Wait, how exactly does the description go for the torpedo thing? 1 second. Let me. Does it say ship launch torps? No, it just says torpedo damage. Wait, will pack-a-punch affect torpedo squads? Surely not, right? Does it? Sure. Okay, I need to look. Doesn't this thing have torps? Maximum torpedo damage 3.2. 2.7. So it affects. That skill affects the squadron as well. That skill affects the squadron as well. Pack-a-punch works on the squadron as well. So you're going to be running the 20% booster to bump these into, what is it going to be? 4.8k extra damage. 28k, 29k? So you're going to have 28k alpha torps, and then you're going to have... Where's the launch torps? Hello. Let's see. AA, an absolute joke, of course. Yeah, you literally have 3 flak. Speed 35.5, turning my shift, surface detect, air detect. Detectability after firing main guns is... Wait, what? I want to see the torpedo bombers first. Torpedoes in payload, max damage 9.3. So this is, you're gonna buff this by 20%, so it's actually gonna be 12k torps. 12k damage torps. Size of attacking flight 2. Aircraft per squadron 2. So you're gonna be launching 24k worth of torpedo damage per drop. And you could have 2 of these at once. You could rack up 2 squadrons. Haku torps. Haku torps, but you get 20%. You get the 20% damage modifier on them. Thank you, Springbook, for the 10. That seems really obnoxious. That seems really obnoxious. That seems like, I love that Wargaming is like, yeah, we heard your complaints about planes and subs, so here's more planes on cruisers in the smokes. What? But wait, how does this work? So, detectability of firing main guns in smoke 6.2. Isn't supposed to be caliber and concealment that's deaf. 10.8 conceal. What's the conceal on this thing? 10.8. What's your smoke firing penalty? 6.2. So it's the same as tones. Then why the fuck is 7.2 on Ibuki? Is it concealment that much worse on Ibuki? It might be. It is somewhat worse, but still. 6.2. Jesus. That's fucking strong smoke from concealment. Especially when you consider Neptune with much smaller caliber guns has 6.5. Or is it 6.6? But this thing is gonna have 6.2 smoke fire. Yeah, 1k concealment, exactly. 1k difference is on point. But really makes me feel for fucking Neptune. Remember Venezia, yeah. But Venezia, like, the way that it interacts with the gun caliber seems strange. Because Neptune should absolutely have lower smoke front penalty because it's got such small gun caliber. But they take the ship base conceal as such a weighted difference. But that's what affects it. Anyway. Damage control, hydro, defensive. Oh, it does get a heal as well. So it has hydro, smoke, heal, torpedo bombers. Seems pretty obnoxious, not gonna lie. Seems pretty obnoxious. Either this thing is gonna do absolutely nothing, or then it's gonna be an absolute pain in the ass dropping you with these torpedo squads. Restoration time 120 seconds. So you get one squad every 2 minutes. And then the ship that encourages aggressive play. Truly, truly. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be hilariously passive, isn't it? Like, the ship itself, it can't take any fights because of the 25mm nose and the lack of health. And the poor firing angle. So it's going to be a smoke-kiting HE spammer that launches torps and harasses you with planes. So this is the definition of an anti-pushing ship. This is like the textbook, you can't push into this thing ship. That's what it is. This is a textbook anti-pushing ship. And just recently they complained that adding airship escort into randoms didn't make the meta more aggressive, as they were hoping. And it's like, you're adding ships like this, and you're wondering why the meta looks the way it does. Come on, guys. Come on. American Battleship Wisconsin. Tier 10. Okay. That's an island. What? Is it just straight up Iowa? What camo is that? Is it a new unique camo? Oh. Ah. No. I mean, it's this one, but they lowered it a bit. The blue line is a bit lower. There's no hull number. I guess they haven't painted it yet. It should say 64 here. Okay, but Wisconsin is an actual ship. It's an actual ship. It might be a straight up copy pasta in terms of looks and yeah, it's a straight up copy pasta with some color differences. But at least it's a real ship. Shikumo's real too. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if they're gonna copy pasta, at least they copy pasting the real shit. So different radar set, does it? Oh yeah, it does have a different radar. They all have slightly different radar. Oh, they changed that. Very pog. Entered service in April 1944, named after 30th U.S. state. This warship participated in the Philippines campaign and the battles of Iwo Jima and Okinawa during World War II. This was the name. This thing should have special modifiers for bombardment. She was later involved in Korean War and Gulf operations. Since 2001, Wisconsin has served as a museum ship berthed in Norfolk, Virginia. Joining her sister ships, Iowa, Missouri, Wisconsin is sure to be enjoyed by fans of traditional American battleships. Okay. Her good accuracy, low detectability, high speed, and access to improved repair party will make her a comfort to play. While her HP pool, armor, and main battery are relatively weak compared to her tier 10. Oh, it's a tier 10 Aiva. I didn't even realize. Oh, so they're bumping up the Aiva to tier 10. Unique combat instructions that improve her main battery and consumable reload will give her the punch needed to compete. Okay, combat instructions. So, magical spells, boys. Okay, let's see what spell this thing gets. Abracadabra, Simsalabim, Hocus Pocus. This thing will get what? Fighter spotter plane, defensive AA separate slot. Her concealment and speed may be used to take good positions, and her high accuracy will ensure that enemy mistakes are punished. However, she may struggle against well-angled targets, and she will fare poorly in direct fights against opposing battleships, so captains will need to make use of her combat instructions to compensate for relatively poor survivability. By vastly shortening the cooldown of the ship's consumables and increasing the fire rate of the main battery, combat instructions will allow Wisconsin to secure an edge in intense engagements and allow her to survive longer to execute a tactical retreat when required. Okay. 81.1. Yeah, that's not much more health than Iowa. Iowa is what, 79? 25 torpedo plate? That might be pretty identical. I think it might actually be... Yeah, it's identical. Identical. Main battery, 3x3, firing range 23.4. Looks like standard AP 13.5. 13.5. Reload time 30, 45 turret, maximum 244. Isn't Iowa Sigma 1.9? Also, 244 at 23. That sounds... Yeah, this one is 261 at 23.3. And that's with the special modifier. $293 without the modifier. So this one has 50 meters better dispersion. Is that battlecruiser dispersion? Battlecruiser. Battlecruiser dispersion. Battlecruiser dispersion with 2.0 sigma. Sheesh. Daily reminder that Thunder has battlecruiser dispersion and is at 1.9 sigma or something? What was Thunder's sigma? It was something like that, I think. Let's say battleship sigma. 1.9 sigma, yeah. Thunder has 1.9 sigma and battlecruiser dispersion. I mean, this one doesn't seem as tight as Thunder though in terms of horizontal dispersion. This one seems stronger than that. But so it's probably not going to be quite as good. Actually, I don't know. Wait, yeah, no, I think it will. Actually, it will. Never mind. It easily will. Thunder has 241 meter dispersion at 23 kilometers. This one has 244. So it's literally going to be Thunder dispersion, but with better sigma. Damn. Like Slava, 762 meters per second disagrees. Unless Wargaming really fucks with the numbers, there's no way the pen is going to be special here. 762 meters per second is really slow shells. It's very slow shells. There is no way the pen is... Like, unless they really fuck with the numbers, there ain't no way the pen is going to be anything special here. Like you can't really compare it with Slava. It doesn't work. Slava shell velocity is 100 meters per second faster. But yeah, you will be able to slot the plotting room. So actually, you'll be able, if you can slot artillery plotting room too on this thing. Note of course that you won't be able to slot this one, the 7%. So you can't slot this on American ships. So people like to think it's going to be, 11% better. No, it's not going to be that much, but it's going to be 4% better. Because you're going to be able to slot this thing, which is a great upgrade. But you can't slot that on American ships. So it's going to be 4% better It's going to be 0.1 sigma and 4% tighter dispersion than Thunder. So that's pretty nice. That's pretty damn nice. It's gonna be pretty damn accurate. They'll probably slot range mode on it for even better dispersion. Low velocity equals no overpens. Yes, because no one ever gets overpens in Iowa or Montana. Right? That never happens. No one ever overpens in those ships. That's why they're so popular. Is that how it works? Is that how it works? I'm not convinced, buddy. Surely. Okay, but anyway, combat instructions. Direct hits with main battery guns required to reach 100% progress. 70. You have 9 guns. Provided you land all shots, you can get it in 2 volleys. But probably a more realistic estimate that is maybe 3 to 4 volleys, roughly. Time of inactivity before progress loss, 50 seconds. Okay, that's much more generous than San Martin. That's much more generous than the San Martin gimmick. 50 seconds is plenty of time to line up a shot. That's going to be significantly easier. Progress loss per second, 5%. Okay, so that's going to drop fast. 20%, 20 seconds for the whole thing. Noted. Activation effect. Main battery reload time minus 50%. Consumable reload minus 80%. Duration 20 seconds. Jesus. So if you got, what, 30-second reload, it's going to become 15-second reload for 2 volleys. Plus, you're going to shave off some of the next volley as well. So you got main battery reload booster kind of on demand. That's kind of nasty. That's kind of nasty, actually. So, you're basically an Iowa, but you get a magic spell to compensate. An infinite reload booster, main battery reload booster. Yes, there's gonna be some really, really funny memery things happening here, though, because there is one thing that you have here that other lines don't really have, and that's gonna be, where the fuck is our, where's this guy? Here it is. Halsey. You're gonna have Halsey. Now Halsey can give you 20% reload. That's gonna be interesting, isn't it? 20% reload time on Halsey. How well is that gonna synergize with another 50% reload here? So if you start out at 30, you take, let's say, half HP damage, so you get 10% from AR, you're at 27. Then you shave off with Halsey, we're down to 20-ish. 21, 22. You proc this, you got an 11-second reload. God forbid you're building for main gun reload, or God forbid you're in arms race. We can easily be talking 10-second reload on Iowa. That's gonna be a lot of fucking interesting experiences when you consider it's a battleship with battlecruiser dispersion. Cruiser reloads, yeah. You're gonna reach cruiser reloads in this one. Interesting. Airstrike. Plane-based SW, like all new ships. Okay, secondaries are a joke. AA defense. Not that impressive. 8 flak is nice, but once again, with the 75% accuracy, it requires you eating shit on purpose in order to die to it. So, it's gonna be good against potato CVs, not that good against anyone who doesn't eat the marshmallows on purpose. Maximum speed 32.5. 32.5. So we're 1 knot faster than Monte. Actually, we're more than that. We're 2.5 knots faster than Monte. Wasn't Iowa 33 though? Or do I misremember? No, Iowa was 33. So you're half a knot slower than Iowa. Noted. Turning circle 920. Rudder shift 17.2. 17.2 rudder. So about the same as Iowa has. Surface detect 59. Where does that leave us? 59. You go down to full build, you go down to 12.9. So obviously you're going to be running brisk on this thing. You're going to be running brisk and conceal. So that's too good of a combo. Take the fire skill as well? Yep. Consumables. DCP, repair party. 4 charges. This is the improved heal, isn't it? Yeah, it's the improved heal. Fighter, spotter. Defensive AA. Yeah, that's the standard defensive AA. So technically, you got an 80-second cooldown on repair party and on heal. But you're going to be able to shave off, what? 80% of it with the consumable reload? So that's 16-second reload on DCP and on heal. You got to remember, Americans actually on American ships is that you can actually run the modifier for the increase the DCP duration. Which one do we probably run it on Vermont? Yeah, you can run this thing. So this thing actually makes you immune to fires while it's active. So you can have half a minute of immunity to fires. And then once it runs out, you pop the funny button. You can only get set on fires for 16 seconds. And then this thing will be up again and you can DCP and become immune again. So that's going to make you pretty obnoxiously resilient against fires, to be fair. So that's interesting. The problem, of course, is kind of like with the Montana Legendary module, is that shit that kills you in these ships isn't fires and floods, it's raw pens, it's citadel damage in general. So it's probably not going to be that good, but it will be mostly useful against obnoxious chip damage, like, let's say, gunboat deities and such that love to set you on fire. It's going to be useful against those, but going to be interesting. The healing time, though, the healing is going to be more interesting, though, because you're going to get a really fast reload on this thing. A really fast reload on this thing. 16-second reload on this much healing. It's like almost combining the best parts of Montana and Ohio heal. You get the healing capacity of the Montana with the better cooldown than Ohio heal. It does, however, require you to charge your gimmick. But even then, that's a lot of survivability. I don't know. On one hand, I dislike the proliferation of magic spells that are currently infesting the game. Like, everyone has a magic spell button that somehow completely changes how the ship works. The most obnoxious ones are the ones that straight up change parameters on ships, like Conde magically gaining better AP penetration, or Edgar gaining AP damage. Like, I hate that shit. I think it's demented. But besides that, I like that it's a historical ship. I love historical ships. And if it keeps Iowa Citadel, when it gets HE Penno, that's what it got. Yeah, regardless. Like, it's stupid as shit anyway. It's a historical ship, and if it maintains the Citadel of the Iowa, it's a battleship that can be punished. And I like that. I like that. It's a battleship that can be Citadel. I hope that they keep Iowa Citadel. We'll see if it happens, but if it does, then it's interesting. I don't mind. In fact, in terms of what Wargaming can add to the game, if they're adding a historical ship that can actually be punished, and in this case, encourages constant combat in order to charge its gimmick, that's a pretty good design in terms of ship like gameplay. That's a pretty good design for the health of the game. I wish more designs were like this, because this other thing is the opposite of a good design. This is a smoke hiding plane launching torpedo cruiser, which is the opposite of what the direction the game should be moving in. So Wisconsin seems interesting. It's a ship I might even get and play, because it looks like a pretty cool design with potentially a pretty cool gameplay experience. High chance, though, people will sit and spawn and play it like a Thunderer at max range because of the good dispersion. But then on the other hand, with that shell velocity, and if it gets Iowa Pen, it's not going to do that much at that range, and you can also angle against it because it's 406. It's not more overmatch. Like, in fact, in terms of looking at ridiculousness of new battleships, This thing doesn't get the ridiculous amount of overmatch we've been getting lately. It doesn't get a ridiculous concealment factor like most BBs. It doesn't come equipped with Hydra and Speed Boost like half the new BBs do. In fact, this is kind of a throwback to old BBs, which I like. I like it a lot. The only thing really is the gimmick, but honestly, to keep up with the power creep in the game right now, if you don't give it something big like this shit, I don't know how it's gonna punch in tier 10 without it. We'll see. We'll see. Still, this thing is garbage, but the Wisconsin, cautiously intrigued. Cautiously intrigued.